Hello, welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Great American Stampin' Show. I'm Jodi Reinert. I am one of 4 competitors, and this is my Stamp with Jodi YouTube channel. Thank you for visiting. And we have an exciting product to share with you this time. It is called Gilded Leafing, and I don't know if you can really grasp just how this is like this. Well, did you see that just fly away? It's this super lightweight, I don't know how to describe it for sure. It's lighter than tissue paper. It's just this really light, very interesting, somewhat challenging product to work with. And I should say that it's not challenging, like the process of it and how to use it isn't that difficult, but I struggled a little bit with coming up with an idea that I loved. So I am hoping that where I landed is something that you'll love enough to give me your thumbs up vote. So take a look at my video here. Be sure to check out the other competitors and give your favorite a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm hoping that's mine. And I hope that we all we don't know what we're doing in advance. We don't share that with each other. So I hope that each of us kind of touched on a different way to use this Gilded Leafing. It is a cool product. It just is, for my quick and creative, simple stamping brain, it's a little bit of a challenge. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right. So it feels a little weird to be this unsure about what I'm about to do, but here we go. Here we go. All right, this is a crumb cake card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. And I'm going to take a layer of Pretty Peacock that is 5.25 by 4 inches. So I'm getting this all set, and then I'm going to set it aside to work on our focal point, which features the Gilded Leafing. Now, this stuff is interesting. I like the way it looks. I just, it's a lot. It is a lot. Some of you are going to love this. You're going to be like, this is my absolute new favorite thing. It is so, messy, and not in a like watercolor ink kind of messy, but just in a like it expands and kind of gets everywhere kind of messy. So when I'm done, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go get my vacuum and tidy up a bit. So most things, as we open them and use them, we use them up. This, I think there's something magic in it, and it just keeps growing and multiplying in this never-ending supply. I can't imagine you would need more than one of these in your lifetime. But here we go. I want to show you what I decided to do. There's a lot of different ways you can use Gilded Leafing, and I'm hoping that the other girls are going to do some things with the heat and stick powder, because that is not what I'm going to do today. I am going to use our tear and tape adhesive and create a little pattern with the tear and tape. So let's see here. All right, I think this is what I want to do. I am just going to lay it across. And like the name says, you just tear it. You don't need scissors at this point. You could, if you wanted to, line it up and use the grid paper to get really good even spacing. I am going to eyeball it and hope that it turns out the way that I want it to. So, like I said, I'm super curious what the other girls will be doing and how I'm just going to say it. It's Brandy who loves the Gilded Leafing. She picked this one. And so I can't wait to see what she does, what all the girls do, really. But I think I'm going to learn a lot this round. And hopefully teach you a thing or two as well. Okay, now that we've got all of our pieces of tear and tape on this, which by the way, I don't know if I said, this is 3¼ inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to, that could have been really, really bad. It only spilled a little bit and there's a few flying in the air, but that could have been a mess. All right, I am going to cut the excess tear and tape. I'm just holding this upside down, cutting off. Maybe I should take some of this off there so it cuts better, huh? And cut off, oh my goodness, it's sticking everywhere. Okay, cutting off these edges. Okay, now, before I peel back, maybe I'll use my bone folder, just go over this really good. Before I peel these back to expose the sticky area underneath, and that's what the gilded leafing will stick to. But before I do that, I am going to pull in some Stampin' Blends. This is Soft Succulent and Pretty Peacock. And so I'm putting them in order: light and dark Soft Succulent, and then light and dark Pretty Peacock. So I am just going to start, I'm just going to start here. And I'm coloring. I'm just kind of using the side of the brush end, and I'm coloring the thick white cardstock that was underneath. So I'm not coloring on the strips of tear and tape. I'm coloring on the cardstock that's showing through. So I've got 3 other colors. So this will go here, and 3 other colors. So this one will go here. And then I'll take my dark Soft Succulent. And it doesn't matter if I'm getting on the back of the tear and tape a little bit, because that will just peel right off. So I don't have to be super careful in the way that I'm coloring this, and I kind of like that. And then the light Pretty Peacock. And here. And then the dark Pretty Peacock. So I've got this teeny little bit up there, and this long one. Make sure I did the edge. And this. Okay, so those 4 different colors of Stampin' Blends. I think I'm just going to flip it over and just kind of rub a little bit, so that if I did get some on the pieces of tear and tape, this will kind of get it off on the scrap paper a little bit there, which just means a little bit less, hopefully, on my fingers. Okay, so this is my pretty pattern. And now I am going to peel away and expose the stickiness on the tear and tape. I'm not sure if you can see that it's like a little reflection, a little bit, just exposing the sticky. But you'll see, because that crazy gilded leafing is going to stick to the tear and tape. Okay, a couple more. And this last little one. Okay, so I've got color, and then I've got sticky throughout this piece. So the gilded leafing comes in this container. As soon as I started playing with it, I put it in a container like this just because it's a little easier to work with. And I'm going to go ahead and set this down. Do you see it? Like, just it's the craziest stuff, because it's just so lightweight, and it just flies everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to like pack it on here. Just kind of get all of those different surfaces covered. It's not going to stick where I use Stampin' Blend. It's only going to stick where the tear and tape was exposed. Okay, so this looks a little bit like a hot mess. I'm going to take my sponge. You could use like a stipple brush. You could just use your fingers if you wanted to. I'm going to start to brush away some of the extra. Now, do you see here that didn't quite stick? I wonder if it got folded. I bet it did. Okay, I'm gonna have to strategically place that. I bet the tear and tape folded up just a little bit, like on itself, so there wasn't anything for it to stick to right in that spot. So I think I'll be able to cover that up with my greeting that I'm going to add, but we'll just be mindful of that. So I'm just kind of brushing away the excess. See, it's just kind of all over. So I'll go along the edges here. And then it's pretty cool. Like the surface of it, it's different from like heat embossing because it's just got more texture to it. It reflects in a very different way. All right, let's see. I think, and there's some spots I can just kind of push back. Let me scoot this, I think, and I'm literally gonna just scoop some of this up. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna grab my vacuum and get all these little pieces. Okay, so I think this is pretty good, other than where it kind of folded up on itself here and the sticky wasn't exposed. So we've got that white spot, but I think we'll be able to cover it up. Okay, next thing is my hexagon punch. I'm going to take this and kind of center it, hopefully here, and pop that out. So this I would save to use on a different project. I did not do that for you, but I know that you guys are very creative. So you could use this piece on another project. What we're going to focus on here is this little frame that we just created with the hexagon punch. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. You always want to make sure that you use thick basic white when you're using the Stampin' blends because they do bleed through and it just colors a little bit better on that thick cardstock. And of course have scrap paper underneath to catch that. All right, so I kind of did a lot of dimensionals all around the edges here. And I'm going to let's see. So this was 3 by 3 1/4. This is also 3 by 3 1/4, and this is soft succulent. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right over top. And if you notice, let's see, how can I do that? Well, that, I might not have done that very smart. I'm not sure that that's going to cover up. We'll try to get a ribbon over it so we don't notice it. Not the end of the world. It's barely noticeable. I just get anal about those things. Okay, so here, this frame is raised up over the soft succulent. We're going to add some adhesive to the back of this and put it on the card front that we prepared before. Put it off to the side just a little bit, like this. And then I've got a small piece of basic white and Lost Lagoon ink, and I just grabbed a thanks greeting, and I will stamp that. So we'll go there and see how that looks. Great. And then I'm going to take, do you see these pieces still flying all over? Oh my goodness, can you see all the gold speckles on my blends? Oh my. See, my little tagline, you often hear me say, quick and creative cards, right? This is creative. It's not super quick. It's a little messier than I'm comfortable with, but it's fun to do once in a while. I'm going to be honest. This isn't going to be my new go-to thing, but it's fun to do. And it will definitely be something I'll pull out for special occasions. All right, so I just notched the end of that. I'm also going to cut a little bit of this metallic ribbon. It's pretty peacock. So we'll just add a little bit there. It's great because it's going to pull. Oh, my scissors are so sticky from that tear and tape. All right, we'll do the best we can here. The gold in here is going to be great to pull in the gold from the background we just did. All right, so I'll put some adhesive on one end here. That way, when I fold my ribbon, I can just set it right down in the adhesive on the back here. I'm also going to put a dimensional down here and then one on the end, and just kind of set it over the frame. I'm going to go just a little bit lower than center. Try and pull that a little, and we'll set it right here. So it's going to touch with a dimensional here, and then just rest on that frame that's already raised up. Okay, so this is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope it's going to get your creative juices flowing and earn me your vote. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And be sure to click on the links in the description here so that you can watch all of the other videos. Like I said, there's a variety of ways to use the gilded leafing, and I'm hoping that we give you a good display of that variety. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching episode 2 of the Great American Stampin' Show. Have a great day.